Ann Widdecombe murder suspect, and what is the latest on this absolute bacon? Because yes, you guessed it, that's exactly what he is. Joshua Kerry, 28-year-old man from Rotherham, has been charged with the murder. I will not say murdered, but we all know, I'll get to some facts in a minute, with the murder of 78-year-old Ann Widdecombe. Any man of that age or any age, 28-year-old, murdering a 78-year-old woman is classed as a bacon, a wrong'un, and will be placed on the VP wings, the vulnerable prisoner, because he will be prone to an attack. And because this is a high-profile case, and whether or not people agreed with Ann Widdecombe, her views, and what she stood for, doesn't make any difference to the fact she was murdered. A 78-year-old woman, a grandmother, was murdered in the most brutal way. 21 times he smashed her over the head with a hammer. But she obviously had CCTV inside of her house, because it does say in one of the articles that I read that he was caught on camera smashing her over the head 21 times, but not before he demanded her bank cards. He was demanding money and demanding bank cards from her, making it look like a staged robbery. There's something just not sitting right with this whatsoever. He's drove, I think it was around about 300 miles from Rotherham in South Yorkshire all the way to Ann Widdecombe's bungalow in Hayton, Devon, which is absolutely ludicrous in his little banger of a Corsa. So he's got no, I've had a look, there is no family ties or anything down in Devon from what I can find, because there was someone coming on. There was a few different articles, there's loads of conspiracies and different things going around saying that he had a brother that lived down there, but I've had a look and I can't find anything on that. And this absolute wrong'un is now residing inside of HMP Belmarsh, where the majority of these high-profile wrong'uns end up, because obviously Belmarsh caters for the likes of these, as we all know. Axel Rudiker-Barner, the absolute monster, was inside of there. But there's that many high-profile cases happening at the moment, and people getting remanded into custody, and a lot of them going to HMP Belmarsh, because like I say, Belmarsh has the facilities and can cater for these wrong'uns. So Rudiker-Barner started becoming a bit of a hindrance on the establishment. They got rid of him and put him inside of Broadmoor. I think I might have said HMP Broadmoor, but never mind. They put him inside of Broadmoor Hospital, making way for the likes of the more wrong'uns coming in. So he is in the block inside of HMP Belmarsh for his own protection. He will be going on to the VP wings eventually, but that's where he's residing until his next appearance, I believe, on the 9th of October. And I did do a video saying what will happen to him inside of prison. I'll talk a bit about that a little bit later on. I will speak a little bit more facts and a little bit more about the cases and the updates. But before I go any further, people, 60% of my viewers are still not subscribed to my channel. So do us a favour, please, because it does help. Go down, double check. And if you're not already subscribed, hit the button. It's free of charge. It doesn't cost anything. But it does help me channel, because the more subscribers it has, the better it looks. And the more I'll be bringing you daily updates, or every other day. But I'll give you a look exactly who Joshua Kerry is. He is the man on the right there with the glasses on. Big geeky looking fella. Looking quite rough for a 28-year-old. And the reason why I've got this one up in front of us, because someone had actually sent us it and said, please do a video on this. Have you seen who the real attacker is? Now look, on the bottom left, sorry, the bottom right, people are coming online and saying that he was the real attacker. You can see he's from he's an Asian origin. But when someone sent us that, I thought straight away, well, come on, you can't be that dumb to actually think that he is the suspect. If he was the murder suspect, that isn't just a sketch, that one. That's a person inside of court. Oh, he hasn't got the glass perspex or the glass around him inside the dock. Because when you're in prison, when you get took to the courtroom, you're inside of the dock. You cannot escape from the dock because it has bulletproof glass. Get me words mixed up this morning. Bulletproof glass. So as soon as I looked at that, I had a look at the image as well. I looked, sort of zoomed in on it, and I thought, it's either an image of an old case or even in another country. Or it looks like it's AI made up. But if you look at the top one, which was circulating, they were saying that was the sketch. That's the artist sketch from inside of court. So again, loads of people are coming online and believing it. And the ones that are sharing this sort of information is the groups I've told you about on Facebook. The fake ones that have a massive following. They get massive views. They get loads of comments, thousands of comments, thousands of likes, and people interacting and believing it. And I'm just like, I can't understand why the same people would look at the same channels and comment on this fucking different stuff all the time, believing it, and causing absolute carnage and outrage inside the comments. Now, here's another sketch. It says court order sketch of Joshua Kerry appearing at Westminster Magistrates Court in London. Photograph Julia Quenzler. So it's even got who took it or whatever. So that sketch there. He's obviously trimmed his hair. And as you can still see the perspex glass around, the bulletproof glass around the fucking dock, which they do have inside of prison. So I'll just read out this little paragraph, or this article here. Ann Widdecombe was hit on the head 21 times with a hammer. Prosecutors say this is what's been said in court. Ann Widdecombe was hit on the head with a hammer 21 times at her home as she ate lunch in an attack that was caught on camera. Prosecutors have told Westminster Court. Prosecutor Kashif Malik said the man charged with her murder, Joshua Kerry, arrived at her house on the 8th of July in a red Vauxhall Corsa and entered through the front door. Now, how did he know where she lived? How did he travel 300 miles to find her property? It's obviously a targeted attack. Whether it's political, it's not terrorism. It's political, which can be classed as terrorism. Kerry, who prosecutors say was in the property for 2 minutes and was wearing black gloves, then allegedly, it's on fucking camera, hit Widdecombe repeatedly with a hammer in her kitchen, tipped her from her chair, took her wallet before driving off. The 28-year-old from West Yorkshire later also appeared at the Old Bailey and was remanded in custody. At the Old Bailey hearing, prosecutor Alistair Richardson said the attack on Ann had been carried out with a ferocity of violence. Malik told the court that Ann did not attend a pre-arranged online interview with Channel 5 show that had been scheduled for 1 o'clock that day. The show's production team tried to contact Ann through her personal assistant, who then asked Ann's gardener to check on her, the court heard. Prosecutor said the gardener entered the house via the open front door on the 9th of July and found Ann lying face down on her kitchen floor with a serious head injury. Now, earlier on in this investigation, it was said that a carer had actually went in and found her, but that was bull because it was the gardener. Malik told the chief magistrates that the security camera footage from her home in Hayter, Devon, showed she had been fatally attacked the day before. He added that police were still investigating whether there was a terrorism connection or political motivation for the attack. Well, he's got insight knowledge, because how the fuck did he know? If you were thinking, right, I want to go and get Ann, I want to pay her a visit. For starters, how are you going to get the address? He was charged with one count of murder on the night, an investigation led by counter-terrorism detectives. He appeared emotionless in the dock and spoke only to confirm his name. Later on, he also appeared at the Old Bailey. It is expected that he will be remanded. Obviously, he was remanded to Belmarsh, like I've said. His next appearance is on the 9th of October. A provisional trial date has been listed for the 8th of June next year, 2027. The court heard that a pathologist had given a provisional cause of Ann's death as blunt force injury to the head. So obviously, when I've been looking to find out further facts, there's nothing coming up, and as usual, it doesn't normally come out until the trial is ongoing, because every day through the trial, when facts are coming to light and evidence is getting brought up, it is then brought up or then exchanged to the public, and it is all over the local press. But like I say, it's absolutely ludicrous for someone to think that this has just been a random attack. It's definitely not a random attack, and it definitely hasn't been a robbery or a theft, because if he was in need of money, he's pinched our wallet, took our cards. Why drive 300 mile? There's plenty of bungalows around Rotherham where he could have just drove up to. But the absolute fucking idiot, whatever he was thinking, has used his own car. He's used gloves. Oh, I'll use my gloves. There's no fingerprints left. But yet he's used his own car. He'll have had his own mobile. There'll be cell sites all the way down, pinpointing him, and he's on camera in a property. What is going on? There's something not right with this case. Something doesn't sit right. But what will happen to him inside of prison? Well, because it's high profile, like all these high profile Bacons and Wrong'uns that are in prison at the moment, the likes of Varley and Digwa, who's become high profile. Obviously Ruda Cabana. There's a lot of these individuals at the moment, and the prison system is under immense pressure because of the high-profile Bacon murders, which we all love to hear on this channel. I should have brought me little piggy, because I'm on my travels at the moment. I should have brought me little piggy basher, so if any of these Bacons get bashed, I'll be bringing it out. But I'll tell you what I will do. I'll get myself a pack of bacon or something and fucking bash it on camera for you. That's only if Ruda Cabana gets his treatment inside of Broadmoor Hospital, because there will be something coming out in the coming days. But I do have a lot more videos coming up, because like I say, I'm inundated with emails from people from different professions around the UK giving us info on what's happening inside the system. And obviously people are requesting videos, and someone did say, please do an updated video because something doesn't sit right with this about Joshua Kerry. Obviously, wait a second, cause the exact motive behind the murder remains under investigation. Here's potentials. Potential political, like I've just went over, and armed financial theft. This is another motive. Demanded financial cards. Well, what the fuck is he going to do with bank cards? Go and use the fucking contactless in a few different shops, use up to 200 quid. Evidence presented at Westminster Court showed that upon entering the attacker demanded Widdecombe's bank cards. Why did he demand her cards? To make it look like a staged robbery. Absolute fucking pathetic. Stolen property. Immediately following the attack, the suspect tipped her from a chair, physically stole a wallet from her handbag and fled the scene. If he was there and it was money motivated, once he'd smashed her 21 times with a hammer, tipped her from her chair, I think he would have been in the property more than 2 minutes, rummaging around to see what he could get. But inside of prison, he will get prison justice from the other lads who do not like inmates or prisoners or people on the outside who have killed 78-year-old women, elderly people. If you kill an elderly person, you're classed as a Bacon and you cannot go on the normal location wings. You're treated as a Bacon. And he might try and go unnoticed, but is high profile because there is a lot of inmates who have killed elderly people, try to go unnoticed. They don't look at themselves as a bacon or a wrong'un, and they try and mix in with the other prisoners. And when they get found out, they get prison justice. First of all, it's normally a Mars bar. Mars bar rhymes with scar. Big old gash down the face, so you're walking around looking like a wrong'un. Because anyone in prison with a big gash, automatically people say he's a wrong'un. He's either a bacon or a snitch, because snitches get stitches inside a prison. And hot oil, they get a hot oil treatment, hot oil tipped over them, or they get tucked inside of a pad, the door gets locked behind them, and they get brutally tortured and murdered. So that is what happens to these type of inmates inside of prison. But more so, someone like that will end up with a big slice or end up hot oiled or whatever. But I will be bringing you more content on this situation as it develops more. And I will be doing loads more videos soon because I do have quite a few backed up, ready to bring you on here, people. So if you are still watching up till now, remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Enjoy the rest of your day, people. But most importantly, stay safe.